Hi everyone, and welcome to a new series that I'm going to be doing on my channel that I'm calling Bedrock Survival. But where we are right now is actually a realm that I play on with a few other people. We're going to be starting up a brand new randomly generated seed, and we're going to go through all the normal early game progression, and we're going to slowly progress and learn and explore through our own world together. So we're going to go up the tower here, and I'm really hoping that we can have some fun. I'm hoping that we can learn and grow together. So yeah, I'm hoping we can have a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you guys checking out the video and giving us a watch, and we're going to actually start things off with a bit of a bang, if it were. And I will see all you folks on the other side. Alrighty, everybody. So here we are on the Create New World screen. Drew a huge blank there. And we're going to call this Survival World. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to play this in Survival, obviously. And then we're going to play it on Normal. I usually don't play with a starting map, but I figured we'll start off with a map for this one. And I never do the bonus chest. And I'm going to go ahead and show coordinates because it'll make things a little bit easier. As I had said, we're going to go ahead and do this randomly generated. So I'm going to go ahead and click create. We're going to see what we get. Oh, wow. What the? I have never seen this. Okay, so we're on the edge of a forest by the looks of it. Looks like just a standard forest. But that is wild that there is a mushroom field right here next to spawn. That is crazy. Well, so we're going to go ahead and start with the early game progression. We're going to punch some trees. We're going to hopefully find a nearby cave, which will hopefully give us some easy access to some cobblestone and some coal and hopefully some iron. But first things first, we got to punch some good old trees, if I don't get impatient. Alright. And then we're going to make ourselves some planks. Crafting bench. And we're going to make some sticks. Some more planks. And I usually start out with a sword, an axe, and a pickaxe. I generally don't bother making a wooden shovel because I usually find I'm not exactly cutting a whole bunch of... I'm not exactly digging a whole bunch of dirt or sand or gravel in the first couple of in-game days. So what's really the point when I'm going to have cobblestone? So we're going to cut down a few more trees here. Just because I like to gather as much resource as possible. Get ourselves a little variety here. Okay, so the game plan is we're going to set up a little secure zone. Most people either start out by setting up a little spawn base in a cave, or they build themselves a little dirt hut. I do that sometimes too, but generally I like finding a nice open spot, and I'll make some torches, and I'll find a tree to sleep under, and I usually set up like a little campsite. I found that doing it that way gives me a little more access to getting bones and zombie flesh and some of the mob drops a little bit earlier, rather than trying to hide in my little dirt hut. Go back over to our crafting bench here. Oh, come on. Make ourselves a couple of these. just so we can drop off a lot of this stuff. Put our map in there. Alright, let's have a look around. I really can't believe that there's mushroom fields right there. I'm hoping it's in our spawn chunk. That's sort of why I set up the crafting bench and everything right here, because this is where we spawned in. And the world was right here, which means anything that is within our spawn chunks will always renew. So anything we plant will continue to grow. Anything that we build will continue to operate unless we put like an on-off switch on them. Especially if we're in the area, they should stay active. And with it being mushroom fields, I'm hoping part of our spawn chunk is at least part of the mushroom fields. We'll be able to build some really nice farms in our early game, because we're going to have all this area that is literally only going to spawn mushrooms and then phantoms at night. I know I keep climbing back up this tree, but I'm really excited about that because I haven't seen that since the console days back on Xbox 360, when your worlds were much smaller, but this is an infinite seed. There's some exposed gravel. We got a mountain over there, across the water. Okay, so this is a valley, technically, because we've got the lily of the valley there. Is that a cave? Yep, there's a cave. We're not very far off from our starting point either. Have an easy way down here? Maybe? Yeah, look at this. Right over here. Perfect. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to dig up some cobble. And we're going to dig up some of this cobblestone, some of this coal here, which is friggin' awesome, because we're going to be able to smelt things a heck of a lot faster, and we're not going to have to use wood to smelt things. We can go right from not smelting things to coal. So I'm basically going to do this, and I will get back to you guys once I've got about a stack of cobble together, and we'll take it from there. Are you kidding me? Well, as you guys probably saw there in the little time-lapse video I did, it got dark a lot faster than I thought it was going to. So I was running back to our little spawn area, and there was a creeper, and rather than be smart about it and try to ignore the creeper or get him to like lead him into the water, I decided to go all in on it like a dingus and got myself killed. So yeah, it's not exactly the best way to start things off, but we can only go up from here, and sometimes that does happen in the early game, and maybe that's why people like to hide in their little dirt huts. It's normally worked for me, so we'll go ahead and skip right over our wooden one because it got blown up, and we will make ourselves a cobblestone pickaxe. I'm smelting up some wood right now for charcoal because we're going to make some torches, and I'm going to go back and get the rest of that coal. look at that. Got ourselves a nice little upcrop of iron here. It's definitely going to make things a little bit easier with all this coal I've been finding in this little cave system. Decided rather than keep subjecting us to potential creeper attacks and zombie attacks in this first night, we're just going to kind of hunker down in this cave, and I'm going to gather us up some resources. And then we'll go back to the base area, and we will smelt up the iron. Probably going to end up making a bucket and some shears first. Are usually what I start with, and a shield if I have enough iron. And we'll go from there. So I will check back in with you folks once I am headed back to the base. There it is. The moon's going down and the sun's coming up on our very first day in our very first world together. Waiting to smelt this up. Waffling a bit because I don't know what to talk about. Alright, so we've got a bucket, we've got some shears, a spider coming up on our back, big salmon down there in the water, creeper hole. Alright, so we'll make ourselves an iron pickaxe, put it back here. That way we've got it. Let's throw the rest of the birch in there, make us some more charcoal. I know I could just be using the coal as my torch fuel. I know it's a bit weird, but it's kind of how I do things. I tend to cut down birch trees and smelt them up for charcoal and use them for my torches, and then use my coal as my primary smelting fuel, obviously. I don't know if it's a popular or an unpopular opinion, but the birch wood, not necessarily when it's stripped, and not necessarily the plank version, but the bark, this bark, I just can't stand the zebra bark. Like, I know it's kind of what birch trees look like in real life, but they don't exactly look like this, and I just feel like it is such a not, I don't know, maybe I'm just a birchwood hater, but I think it belongs in the furnace, being used as torches rather than being built with. But oh, I need sticks. Silly me. So we're gonna go like that. Like that. Perfect. Do a little inventory management. Hello, Mr. Cow. Hello, Mr. Cow. Grab us some food. Drowned in the distance. I feel like that cave system we found has a lot of potential, which I'm really excited about. Keep that on us. You know what, we're gonna do this real quick. Okay, while that's cooking, we're gonna cut down a few more trees. Luckily we got our stone axe now, so move a little bit faster. Love how Mr. Spider's just sitting there. Thank you, Mr. Spider. Alright, so one of the other early game things we gotta do in our first couple of days is try and gather up some wheat seeds, which means punching a whole bunch of grass. Usually do this till I get it to about a dozen. So I will catch back up with you guys once I am at a dozen. Alrighty folks, so I've got a little over a dozen seeds, and I've got my hoe here, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna plant some wheat as well, because in the early game, obviously most of us know, some of us probably don't. What you want to try and do is you want to maximize your efficiency by trying to get as many things going as possible. So you want to gather as much wood resources as possible. You want to get your wheat planted so you can start gathering wheat, repeating myself, so we can gather wheat so we can start breeding cows once we have cows so we have leather. And then also we're going to have to go exploring for reeds at some point so we can start growing those, because we're going to need paper. Obviously that leads to books, books lead to bookshelves, bookshelves inevitably lead to an enchantment setup, which we will obviously eventually be doing. So I'm going to clean out my inventory a little bit here, throw some of this crap in here, and usually if I can find a nice little area, we'll do it over here. I usually try to do my early game farm just because it's easy right next to the water. I know a lot of people do this. It's pretty common. It just makes it easier for you to get all of your stuff growing because you don't have to worry about setting up a farm, an actual farm with like water sources and whatnot. So we're gonna go like that. Plant all them bad boys. Let them go. It's getting to be night again. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna be brave. We're gonna go looking for some sheep so we can get some wool and hopefully some mutton so we can get some more food on the go. Oh look, pumpkins. And hopefully get a bed made so we can start skipping the night and living a little more peaceably. Is that a different? I think that's a different cave. Yep, that's a different cave. Cool. Oh, come out, sheepy, sheepy, sheepy. Where are you at? Hello, sheepy. How many did you give me? 3. Look at that. Perfect. I got a skelly shooting at me. I'm gonna ignore him. And another one shows up right next to base camp. What the heck? Let's get this bed made. Throw it down. Too far away. I'm right next to it. Crying out loud. Alright, there we are. And we've now made things a little bit easier for us. Skelly off in the distance. Thinning out some more trees here. Now you guys just come out of the woodwork. I'm like searching all over for you, and now you're everywhere. More wool out of you. More mutton from you. Throw that in there. Alrighty, folks. I feel like we've done pretty good getting things rolling here. So I think we're going to wrap things up for today and call it an episode there. We've got some cobblestone. We've got some iron. We already have an iron pickaxe. We've got our wheat growing. We've got a bed so we can skip the night so we don't have to worry about mobs spawning if we don't want them to spawn. So yeah, I'm really excited to go on this journey with y'all, and I really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you liked what you watched or what you saw here today, go ahead, give us a like, and if you want to subscribe, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to be putting these episodes out probably once or twice a week. But yeah, if there's anything you'd like to see in the future, go ahead and comment below. Anything you'd like to tell me, positive or negative, we'll go ahead and say goodbye for now. Take care.